What happens to a nation that has a weak or even non-existent military? History has shown us that when a military is weak and not able to perform the duties needed to protect its nation, that nation will fall. It is no longer able to sustain its citizens or the lifestyle created by its citizens. This fact goes all the way back to the time of the Roman Empire and many other older empires that go back as far as biblical times. For our nation, our military has been around since we started to gain freedom in the 1700s. We didn't always have all 5 branches of the military that we have today, but our founding fathers did organize the first 3, which were the Navy, the Army, and the Marines. I have been studying this specific topic of military and the help that the military has been providing the United States since I was in high school. I have really pushed myself lately to be a part of all military news and to keep up with what is going on overseas. However, I am attached to the military in a personal way. My father has been a part of the United States Air Force for about 15 years, and prior to his joining the Air Force, he was enlisted in the United States Marine. I have also found that there are ancestors that I have that have fought in many foreign wars, including World Wars I and II. Today I just want to inform you on a couple of things, mostly the founding of the military and the importance of having a very strong military in a country, specifically our country. Alfred Tennyson once said, "There's not to reason why, there's but to do and die." When he is saying this, he's talking about when a person goes into the military, that it's not their job to ask why they're doing what they're doing, why they must do what they're doing, or to question orders. Their job is to follow the orders and to do what they are told whenever and wherever they are told to do so. It is that mentality that is very important for our military to work in a very functional way. So I want to take you back to about the 1770s, when even before America had claimed its independence and freedom. The Continental Congress founded the military in 1775 to protect its people, and not only the people, but the lifestyle that they had started when they first landed on the New World and created the first 13 colonies. The original 3 branches were the Navy, the Army, and the Marines. The Coast Guard was not founded long after to help for the closer protection in the ports along the east and west coasts of America. The Coast Guard was officially founded on August 4, 1790, and became known as the 4th branch of the United States military. It wasn't until September 18, 1947, that the Air Force split off from the Army and became the 5th and final branch of the military. For about 250 years, the military has been there to protect America and help several other countries by giving them aid. If it wasn't for the military and their efforts, then it is very uncertain for how long America would still be free today. There are many nations that don't have a strong military, and because of that, they were overrun many times. The U.S., however, has not had a problem yet. However, I'm not saying that we never will, but at the same point, we have been lucky by having a strong enough military to protect our nation and our rights as citizens. There are several wars that we have fought in and come out still a free nation. Even though some of the wars were not successful, the United States never lost sight on what really mattered to them most. One of my favorite things about the military is the respect that people give to them. After the attack in the U.S. on September 11, 2001, many singers-songwriters created tributes to the military for its work on keeping our nation safe and for fighting what was known then as the War on Terror. One artist in particular got fed up with propaganda created by citizens and politicians who did not want our military overseas, claiming it was a waste of time and money and that our efforts were for nothing. This artist was none other than country singer Darryl Worley. This famous song that he wrote, known as Have You Forgotten, hit several top charts in country music. This song was sung on many stages and even taken and performed in front of our troops overseas as a tribute to them. One of the verses, the very last one, has a phrase in it that many people say that when they hear this song, that phrase hits them more than the rest of the song. The phrase he says is, "I've been there with the soldiers who've gone away to war, and you can bet that they remember just what they're fighting for." Many of our men and women have agreed wholeheartedly with this statement due to the fact that they believe that they are fighting for a greater cause, for the freedom of our nation, for the freedom of our people. They know the risk of losing that freedom, and they want nothing more than to make sure that their home is completely safe. My father once said, "Why send someone else over to do a job that you should be doing yourself?" Many men and women in the military believe in that same statement. Marcus Luttrell, the author of Lone Survivor, said, "I will never quit. My nation expects me to be physically harder and mentally stronger than my enemies. If knocked down, I will get back up every time. I will draw on every remaining ounce of strength to protect my nation and to accomplish our mission. I am never out of the fight." End quote. There are many military members who agree with this statement. The Marines also have an honor code called Semper Fidelis, which means always faithful. There is so much honor and respect among the military. They are a brotherhood, and they do everything they can to protect their way of living, and they will never stop protecting our nation. I'd just like to end with a quote from the former governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin. She says, quote, "America's finest, our men and women in uniform, are a force for good throughout the world, and that's nothing to apologize for."